Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl. Thank you very much for joining me. My computer is sideways, it's kind of diagonal, sorry. And again, the lighting's not good. So be it, that's the way it is. Welcome. If you are a new viewer, thank you for joining me and checking out my channel. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I have just what should be a short video. I'm not sure if it will be or not. Just wanted to do an update, and today is Sunday. What's the date? May 19th, 2019. Yesterday was May 18th, which means it was Ryan's wedding day. Woo! Yeah, it was so cool. It was really good. I want to end the video on a lighter note, so I will talk about the wedding in a moment. It went really well. I'm just going to turn the light on here, see if that helps. No, it didn't really help, did it? Well, it helped a little. So yeah, Ryan and Bev got married yesterday. It was a wonderful wedding, but I will talk about that in a few minutes. I do have some sad news. Not personal news, but sad news. And I would just like to talk about it for a moment to kind of get out my feelings. I know that you guys will understand and will, that you'll understand. I'm smiling, but inside I'm crying right now. That's how I deal with situations. I smile when I'm trying to get through something, which confuses a lot of people because I'll be talking about something sad and I'll be smiling. But just know inside I'm crying, and I might cry for real life right now. On the way home, we went to Salmon Arm to Ryan's wedding. My eyes itchy. I'm not crying yet. It's just my eyes itchy. We went to Salmon Arm to Ryan's wedding yesterday. My dad and my stepmom took me, and on the way home, we were driving, and I don't know roads, so I don't know what highway it was or whatever, but it was between, I don't even know what town it was near. It was near a town. I wasn't paying attention. This motorcyclist came past us, and he had to have been going at least 200 kilometers an hour. Sorry for my US folks, I don't know, what miles that is, but just to put it into view, the speed limit was 110, I think, or 120, something like that. Sorry, my eyes are itchy. He was going at least 200, and we were on a straight path, like a straight part of the road, and about 7, 8 minutes later, we came on the aftermath of that speeding, and it looked like he had hit the partitioner thing in the middle of the road between the lanes, and flipped his bike over the partitioner. And so we saw the helmet on the side of the road, and we knew it was the same biker. And we saw his bike. It was in pieces, like zillions of pieces. Again, I'm smiling, but I'm really upset. And we didn't see the body, but I don't think there's any way he could have survived. The police were there. We were right near town, so the police were there like right away. And it couldn't have been more than 5 minutes. It couldn't have happened more than 5 minutes before we got there. And the cars had blocked off an area, the police cars. And so from reading books, I know that police do that when there is a particularly gruesome sight. And so, yeah, my stepmom immediately started crying, and the first thing she said was, a mother just lost her son. And it shook us up pretty badly. My dad, I don't see my dad cry very often. and he just started crying, and my stepmom was crying, and I shed a few tears, definitely. And the ride home was very silent. We were in our own thoughts, and I mean, I'm a Christian, so of course we all prayed, and we were all Christians. We prayed silently to ourselves, but at that point, what do you pray? You know, like, I guess you pray that he went quickly and that he didn't feel any pain. You pray for his family. You think about whether he has a wife or girlfriend or husband or kids or siblings, you know, and it was a very hard ride home because he could have been a really great guy, just made one reckless decision to speed, and it brought a lot. It brought to us, you know, the thought that life is so precious and it can end just like that, you know. It shook us all up pretty bad. I'm still a little shaky, as you can tell. I'm still a little shaky, and I'm just glad I didn't see the accident happen. And I did see the body. I didn't see the body, which I'm very grateful for, because I don't know. I mean, I have a hard enough time getting the image of the bike out of my head, and how the helmet was sitting on one side of the road, and the bike in pieces was clear across the other side of the road. And life is precious, people. I mean, it's just, I had nightmares all night. I did sleep pretty well after about 4 a.m., but I couldn't get the vision of the bike out of my head, and the thoughts of, you know, he was probably a fine guy and a great guy, but he made one reckless decision to speed. And what happened is he was going down a straight part. He was going really fast, and there was a corner, and he must not have known that corner was there, and he was speeding and lost control. And I mean, I believe motorcycles are dangerous in the first place. I know there are a lot of people who believe that they are safe if you drive them safely. But to each their own, I guess. But and I don't think he had his helmet like clipped on, because it wasn't damaged. It was just sitting on the side of the road. So I don't know if it would have come off like that if it had been, you know, like buckled in, you know. I don't know. But yeah, it was a pretty rough night, and we were silent the whole way home with our own thoughts and tears, and so I really doubt that the family of that biker is watching my lonely little video here, but my thoughts and prayers are with his family. I'm assuming it was a man. It could have been a woman. I'm not judging. It could have been a woman easily, but I'm assuming it was a man. But my thoughts and prayers are with the family, and I just don't speed. It's not worth it, people. I mean, it's not worth it. You have time to get somewhere. Even if you're going to be late to somewhere, it's no big deal, you know. Don't take the chance. Life is precious. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry about that. It's just something that is heavy on my heart right now. And, yeah. I don't know whether he had been drinking or not. I don't know I don't think he was drinking, because he wasn't swerving. He was just really speeding. But you never know, so. Anyways, let's get on to a lighter note and a good part of the video. So, as I said, Ryan and Beverly got married yesterday. Yay! It was a beautiful wedding. Beverly looked stunning in her wedding dress. I tried to describe it in my head, but I don't know wedding dresses, so I don't know how to describe it. It was white, and I don't know what shade of white because I know there's different shades of white, but it was white, and it was like down like this, a V-neck, and it had like lace and no, I don't think it had beadwork, but it was lace and the sleeve, see, I'm no good at describing what it is. The sleeve went like where it's like this, down, like kind of like this, except it was like that like that. Very pretty. She looked gorgeous. She had a train on the back, which was kind of sad because it was an outdoor wedding and it was a bit rainy. We had gazebos over the seats where we were sitting in the audience, but they didn't have gazebo over them when they did the wedding. It wasn't raining at the time of the ceremony, but it had rained before that. So when she walked on the grass to get to where they did the ceremony, her white dress was like behind her on the grass, and the grass was wet. So I'm wondering if she got grass stains on it, which would be awful. But it was beautiful. She looked beautiful. The bridesmaids, the bridesmaid's dress and matron of honor was, they were light blue and very pretty. And the matron of honor was her sister and three friends and a niece, I believe I think it's her niece or her cousin. I'm not sure. I think it was her niece. Were the bridesmaids, and Ryan had three friends as his groomsmen and best man. And Ryan looked handsome. I saw him. I got there early, so it was at a resort, so I sat in the resort kind of foyer thing. And is it foyer or foyer? I've heard it pronounced both ways. I always call it foyer. I was sitting there, and I was talking to someone who'd also come to the wedding. I didn't know her, but she had a baby, so of course I talked to her. Because, babies, sorry. So I was talking to her, and she said, "Is that the groom?" So I turn around, and here's Ryan tying the tie on another groomsman. I'm like, "Yeah, that's Ryan." So I went over. Oh, my nose is itchy. First my eye, now my nose. So I went over and gave him a big hug, and he said, "Glad you can make it," and all that. And then the wedding happened. While later they were a bit late, but I mean that's normal for a wedding, I think. So, the wedding was gorgeous. Flowers were pretty. It was beautiful. It wasn't raining right then, so that, like I said, so that's good. The pastor did a wonderful ceremony, like a small little ceremony on like a little bit of preaching from the Bible about, like, Ryan and Bev are both Christians. So, he did a bit of preaching about the biblical, I'm saying a lot, I'm sorry. The biblical attributes of a husband and a wife, and, what it says in the Bible about that, and it was very beautiful. He did, I was wondering what he was going to do about the submitting part, the wife submitting, because I do know that a lot of people are kind of apprehensive about that part. I did talk to Bev about a year ago about allowing that part in the ceremony as well as the word obey in her vow. And we talked about it, and I had told her that when I get married, I'm definitely allowing the verse of the submitting. It's the verse that says, wives submit to your husband as you would to the Lord, or to God or whatever. I don't know the actual verse, but something like that. And I totally believe that, and I don't believe, okay, let's get this straight. I believe in submitting and obeying your husband. What I do believe though is that the husbands should take into account what the wives think. The wives have a right and a duty to tell what they think about a situation, give their advice, give their opinions, and the man has the position to take everything into account and make a decision based on what is good for the relationship and what is good for the family and what is right according to God's will. So when I say I promise to obey you in a wedding vow, I don't mean, tell me what to do. I just mean he is the spiritual leader in the family, and talking it through and talking it out with your wife, eventually you will have to make the decision. And that's taking into account every situation and every piece of something that goes into the conversation. Like, he has to take into account what the wife thinks. And so I'm not saying the wife has no say in it. I'm just saying the spiritual leader is the husband, and according to the Bible, you may not believe in that, but that's what I believe. So I was talking to Bev about that a year ago, and I was saying, are you going to allow the word obey in the, because I know a lot of people that don't allow the word obey in their vows. And so we talked about it, and she says, yeah, I think I will, because, what you say makes sense. And I'm like, yeah. And she was going along that way, too. I'm not the one who convinced her. She was going along that way, too. So I was happy to see that they did allow the word obey and submit in the sermon and in the vows. So it was really well done. It was a really good sermon, and it was really well done. And the vows, Ryan and Bev wrote their own vows, and they were beautiful. And she spoke about, in her vows, she spoke about how, she's been waiting a long time to find the man that God has wanted for her, or had planned for her, and it was beautiful. It was wonderful. And yeah, they danced on the way back down the aisle, so that was cool. And then when they went to sign the registrar, I can't say right, is that what it's called? The document, anyways, that you're married. When they went to sign it, the song came on, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. So that was cool. I was like, I'm signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. That was cool. So, and then the reception was about 2.5, 3 hours later, except they were late for that too, because they were getting pictures done. So they were about half an hour to an hour late for that. So I ended up going early to the reception and just sitting there and reading and knitting. And when they finally came in, the wedding party came in, and they played Celebration, that song, Celebrate Good Times, that song. And we were clapping, and they came in, and then right at the right moment on the song, which was perfect timing, Brian and Bev walked in, and it was wonderful. Everybody was cheering. It was just really great. It was a lot of fun. I didn't cry during the ceremony, which amazed me, so I was quite proud of myself on that, because I usually cry during wedding ceremonies. And as you know, I did date Ryan before he met Bev, before he met Bev. So it was kind of weird seeing him marry. I mean, it wasn't weird, because I know they're in love, and I know that they're meant to be together, and they're soulmates and everything. And I totally believe that they're in love and that they belong together. I'm not trying to say that I should be with Ryan or anything. I'm not saying that. But it was still kind of weird, because when I was seeing him, I dreamed of marrying him, right? Because you always do when you meet a guy, right? So I was dreaming of marrying him. So it was kind of weird seeing, thinking, wow, I mean, I thought I would be the one up there. But it was beautiful. It was really well done, and I enjoyed it. And the reception was fun. I didn't stay for the whole thing, just because I was starting to panic, and it was getting late. It was like 7:45 or so, and it was a 3-hour trip home. So I went over and gave Ryan and Bev another hug and said I had to go because it was a 3-hour trip home. I kind of mentioned to Ryan privately that I was starting to panic, because I panic in crowds, and he knows that. So he said, oh, I'm not taking any offense at all, Cheryl. I'm glad you came. So it was wonderful. It was really well done, and they had fun, and never seen Ryan more happy in my life, or Bev, but especially Ryan, and that was just wonderful. So they are going to Fiji for their honeymoon. I think they're leaving today or tomorrow. They're going to Fiji, so I think they're going to New Zealand too, but I'm not sure. So I'm excited for them, and I'm excited that they're starting their new chapter. The best man, the matron of honor, which was her sister, and the best man, which was a good friend of Ryan's. Um, they did wonderful speeches, which was really nice. So that was fun. And then Ryan did a nice speech about how he met Beverly and Bev. Did Bev do a speech? I'm not sure if I saw Bev do his speech. I don't remember. I know her sister did. I don't think Bev really did a speech, but anyways, it was really nice. And the best man did a wonderful speech. It was all about how he met Ryan and how Ryan has influenced him in his life, and how he loves the fact that when Ryan says he's going to do something, he does it, and he does it in short order. He talked about how he went to college, and then he suddenly wanted another journeyman degree, and he got his journeyman degree in, I knew this already, but he got it in cooking, and then he got it in baking, and then he went and got his nutritionist license, and it was, then he bought a car, then he bought a house. It's just, so when Walter was his friend, when he found out that Ryan wanted to get married and wanted to have a wife, and he wanted to meet the right woman, and he said, I knew he was going to meet the right woman because Ryan set something out to do it, and he does it. So it was really cool. It was a really nice wedding. Best man speech. It was funny. It was well done. So I enjoyed that. There was dancing after. I didn't stay for the dancing, so I did stay for most of it. I wasn't able to get the cupcakes. They had cupcakes for their wedding cake, and I didn't get any of that. But I played the games and saw speeches and had the dinner. The dinner was great. So a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, I did cry on the way home because I felt kind of, when I first left, my stepmom came out and told me that she was proud of me, and so I started bawling because that's what I do. And she gave me a hug, and that was really nice. And I don't always get along with my stepmom, but I think I'm starting to become closer to her now. And so it was really nice to hear her say that she was proud of me for making it, because she knew it was really hard for me, not to go to Ryan's wedding, but to be in a crowd for that long, So she was really proud of me, and my dad was proud of me. So, and I was proud of myself because it was really hard. It was difficult. I had to kind of calm my heart a few times, my heartbeat, and try not to panic, and it was really good. So, as you know, I have panic disorders and anxiety, so being around crowds is very hard for me. So I made it. I stayed there for like 5 hours, so woo! Anyways, I'm sure you needed to know all that, but I mean, you guys have been in this journey of me making the blanket for Ryan and Bev, so I thought I would talk about their wedding a bit. I know I talked quite a bit about it, but it was a lot of fun, and yeah. I hope they like my blanket. I don't know if they've unwrapped the present yet. My wrapping was terrible. It was horrible because it took me an hour to get as good as it was, and it looked horrible. So, I am not good at wrapping. Wrapping presents, so. Oh, sorry. So anyways, just an update on the channel, just to let you know. Thank you to, I believe her name was Emily, the lady who commented, on my last video that I talked about updates on the channel. Thank you for commenting. She wanted to see more mental health videos, which I am glad to do. I'd love to do that. Don't know exactly how I'm going to do that, but I would love to start doing that. I also want to do some research in mental health, and so what I say doesn't, I don't want to talk about the medical, like, I'm not a doctor, so I can't, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a doctor, so I can't talk anything, I'm not a doctor, but, I do want to talk about how I go through things mentally. I have ADHD, and I have, depression, anxiety, panic, a little bit of OCD, not much, but a little bit, and I also have Tourette syndrome, which is no longer a psychiatric disorder, but it used to be considered one. Now they know what causes it, and it's actually a medical disorder, but, growing up, I was treated as a crazy person because of my Tourette's, so I do want to talk about that more as well. But I do want to do a little bit of research so I know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to the medical side of things and to the brain and everything. So I'm going to do that and put up some videos about that. I hope you enjoy that. I enjoy watching videos on mental health as well because I think it's an important thing we need to talk about. Mental health is as an even maybe even more important than our physical health. Because I feel that way anyways. Because physical health, people can deal with. We can work on it. Mental health, a lot of people ignore. And you can't ignore what's going on in your brain. You have to deal with it. And you have to, you're not going to make it if you don't deal with it. So, yeah, I'm going to be talking some mental health videos. She also, Emily, I believe her name was Emily anyways. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. She also said that she wanted to see more writing and reading videos, and I'm all for that. I love to do that. I know a lot of channels, people don't like hybrid channels where they talk about different videos because I do have the knitting and crocheting as well. I think I'm going to do all this in this channel just because I know a lot of knitters and crocheters also read and deal with mental health. Everybody deals with mental health. And, reading and music and stuff like that. I think a lot of knitters and crocheters do as well. So I'm hoping that if I make this a hybrid channel where I talk about a lot of things, that my subscribers will stay and maybe I'll earn some more, and that people watch each and every video and not just the ones that deal with what they want to see. But I mean, if you are just a knitter or crocheter and you don't want to watch the reading and writing ones, then by all means, just watch the knit. I'm so itchy, my goodness. If you ever get that, you know, it just gets so itchy. Anyways, that's what I'm going to be doing. Oh my goodness, I'm almost at 30 minutes already. So, I will be doing more videos. I'm hoping to do 2 to 3 videos a week. I don't have a schedule. I don't go by schedules. I never have. The only schedule I go by is when I have to babysit, and, you know, I have to keep that schedule. But I don't go by normal schedules because with my health, you never know when and how I can do things. So I'm sorry there's no schedule of when I will upload, but trying to do 2 to 3 weeks. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I am a knitting and crochet and new knit podcast, as well as I was just saying, other things I'm going to be adding into the channel. So please join me. I'm also a writer, by the way. So, oh, that's the other thing. I'm starting 2 books today. So, the YA fantasy book that I was writing before, I kind of ditched. I kind of scratched it all off. Deleted it all, as you could say. And I wrote out a basic outline of what I wanted. I have more ideas. I'm going to start it today again. Start it all over again, different point of view, everything. I'm also restarting. I wrote like 300 words of the book I mentioned in the last video called My Diana. I'm actually changing that title to Kindred Spirits because My Diana is actually the title of a book about Princess Diana, so I don't want to get that mixed up. And this is a woman's fiction. It's about it's going to be in 2 different timelines. And it's going to be about 2 friends growing up, 2 best friends, 2 women friends who grow up together and their lives and how they lean on each other and how they just grow up together and their lives. And it's going to be an emotional book. Hopefully some funny parts. And it's loosely based on myself and my best friend Brina that we met when I was 11 years old and she was 12. And we've been friends for 31 years now. So, or 30 years. I can't do math. My goodness. 30 years. And it's loosely based on our lives. It's a lot of fiction thrown in, but she's my inspiration. So I'll be starting that as well today. I did write 330 something words of it. I'm changing it because I'm changing the point of view and some other things about it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What am I reading? I'm reading The Chalk Man. I don't know. Oh, it's over there. The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. Really good book. I'm about halfway through. Trigger warnings for sexual assault, and there are some swears. I like to mention the curse words because if you're like me, you don't like reading books with a lot of swears in them. There is quite a bit of swears from what I've read, but I'm enjoying the book still. It's a mystery. It's a murder mystery. The Chalkman by C.J. Tudor. And I just read the part where there is a sexual assault. It's pretty graphic. And there is trigger warning for violence as well. So far in the book, as I said, I'm only about halfway through, but it's pretty realistic, which is gut-wrenching in a way, but what this world's coming to, eh? Anyways, so if you like a murder mystery, go for that book. And like I said, it's pretty graphic in its scenes. Don't really like the graphic part, but still, I want to finish reading it. So, again, that's The Chalkman by C.J. Tudor. So that's what I'm reading right now. I'm also listening to some audiobooks. I'm listening to what's it called? Escaping Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. I can't pronounce her last name. I have that book and I read half of it and I stopped reading it because I wasn't enjoying it, and I thought maybe I'd enjoy it more on the audiobook, and I am. I'm enjoying it much better in the audiobook. So sometimes I don't like books in the written version. I like them better in audiobook, and this is one of those times. So, Escaping Houdini. I was going to say Hanging with Houdini. That's not right. Escaping from Houdini, I think is what it's called, by Carrie Maniscalco. Enjoying that, and so I am listening to another audiobook. I never finished that book about Louisa May Alcott, the Lost Summer of Louisa May Alcott. I'm still listening to that. I've got about an hour left on that. Really enjoyed that book. I'm going to finish it today, probably. I'm also listening to, what's that? I can't remember the other audiobook I started listening to. I'm sorry. I'm not far into it, so I don't remember what it was about or anything, but I'm listening to that. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me. I'm sorry this was a long, rambling video. I hope you enjoyed it, though. And again, congratulations to Ryan and Bev. I hope many years of happiness follow, and I'm excited to watch you start this new chapter in your life, and congratulations. Okay, bye! See you guys later. God bless you and all you do. Bye.